Welcome to Nature Nurture Hub. Every great garden has its showstopper, that one plant that makes neighbors pause and visitors smile. For many gardeners across the USA, that star is the Magnolia Jane, or saucer, Magnolia X soulangeana. Known for its breathtaking tulip-like flowers and soft fragrance, this stunning hybrid magnolia blends strength, beauty, and a timeless southern charm that captivates from coast to coast. Whether you live in a bustling suburb or a quiet countryside home, growing this magnolia is like welcoming spring's grace right into your yard. The journey of nurturing your Magnolia Jane or saucer, Magnolia soulangeana, starts with understanding its gentle nature. This hybrid variety, developed to withstand colder climates better than traditional magnolias, delights gardeners in the USA from zones 4 through 9. It produces large, cup-shaped blossoms in shades of pink and white that appear even before the leaves unfurl, making it one of the earliest and most enchanting signs of spring. To begin, choose the right location. Sunlight and drainage are key. Magnolia Jane, or saucer, Magnolia soulangeana, thrives in full sun to partial shade, ideally receiving at least 6 hours of sunlight per day. Select a spot with well-drained, slightly acidic soil. If your soil leans alkaline, adding organic matter such as peat moss or pine needles can gently adjust its pH. Magnolias don't like wet feet, so avoid low areas where water tends to pool. When planting, dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball and just as deep. Place your magnolia so the top of its root ball is level with the ground. Then backfill with a mix of soil and compost. Water deeply to help roots settle, and apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around the base to conserve moisture and regulate soil temperature. But keep the mulch a few inches away from the trunk to prevent rot. Watering is especially important during the first year as your Magnolia Jane or saucer, Magnolia soulangeana, establishes its roots. Keep the soil evenly moist but never soggy. Once mature, magnolias are relatively drought tolerant, though they'll reward you with richer blooms when watered during dry spells. A deep watering once a week during summer usually suffices. Feeding your magnolia ensures lush foliage and steady growth. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer in early spring, before new growth begins, and again in midsummer if needed. Avoid over-fertilizing. Too much nitrogen can lead to more leaves than flowers. Compost or organic mulch can also naturally nourish your soil without harsh chemicals. Pruning should be minimal. The Magnolia Jane, or saucer, Magnolia X soulangeana, is naturally elegant and requires only light shaping. Prune after flowering to remove dead, damaged, or crossing branches. Avoid heavy trimming, as magnolias do not respond well to aggressive pruning and may take time to recover. When winter approaches, young magnolias appreciate a bit of extra protection. Apply mulch generously around the base and consider wrapping young trunks with burlap to protect against harsh winds and frost. As they mature, these trees become much more resilient, proudly displaying their blooms each spring without much fuss. Pests are rarely a problem, but it's wise to watch for aphids or scale insects. A strong blast of water or a mild horticultural soap can easily handle these nuisances. Deer tend to avoid magnolias, and their waxy leaves resist most fungal issues. A bonus for gardeners seeking a low-maintenance beauty. Patience is key when growing Magnolia Jane or saucer, Magnolia soulangeana. It may take a few seasons before it reaches its full glory, but once it does, the sight of its blossoms against a crisp blue sky is nothing short of magical. The blooms appear in early to mid-spring, painting your landscape in shades of pink, cream, and blush before the rich green leaves fill in. In fall, those leaves turn a warm golden color, ensuring your magnolia remains beautiful year-round. Container growing is also possible for smaller gardens or patios. Choose a large pot with good drainage and rich potting soil. Water regularly and protect the container in winter by wrapping or moving it to a sheltered location. Dwarf or compact selections of the Magnolia Jane or saucer Magnolia X soulangeana can thrive beautifully this way, adding elegance to balconies or terraces. To enhance flowering and overall plant vigor, ensure your magnolia gets consistent light, regular watering, and organic feeding. Avoid disturbing the roots too often. Magnolias dislike being transplanted once established. The secret to success is stability. Give it a good home, and it will reward you for decades. Beyond its beauty, the Magnolia Jane, or saucer, Magnolia times soulangeana, carries rich symbolism. In the USA, it represents dignity, perseverance, and natural beauty, values deeply rooted in the nation's gardening traditions. Its spring blossoms have long symbolized renewal and new beginnings, making it a favorite for landscapes, weddings, and even fine art. Planting one in your garden is more than an aesthetic choice. It's a tribute to resilience and grace. Watching those first blossoms open after a cold winter brings hope, calm, and joy to the heart of every gardener. If you're just beginning your gardening journey, this magnolia is a wonderful teacher, patient, forgiving, and endlessly rewarding. It shows that great things grow from consistent care and quiet attention. As you nurture your Magnolia Jane or saucer, Magnolia X soulangeana, you're not just growing a tree. You're growing a piece of natural art that will bloom for generations. So, take your time, water with love, and enjoy each petal's journey from bud to bloom. With this magnificent magnolia gracing your landscape, every spring becomes a season of wonder, and every bloom tells a story of patience rewarded. Grow with passion, grow with nature, grow with Nature Nurture Hub. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more inspiring plant care tips, seasonal guides, and stunning garden visuals that help your green space thrive beautifully.